Hello. Now today we will discuss the previous day continuation topic, that is after construction of discussing the construction of electrodynamometer type instrument. Today we will discuss the torque equation of electrodynamic type instrument. Now we have previously seen the torque equation for PMMC type instrument, in which the deflection of the pointer is proportional to almost current causing the deflection. That is the equation for PMMC instrument. That is the main principle for PMMC instrument, deflection. Now in the electrodynamic type instrument, this deflection is almost proportional to the square of the current. Okay, so that's why the scale of the electrodynamic type instrument is non-linear, and here in the case of the PMMC instrument, the scale of the PMMC instrument is linear. So that is why the mathematics behind that. Now the starting with the equation. First of all, in the case of the electrodynamic type instrument, there is two magnetic coil, and within these two magnetic coil a moving coil in this side, and this moving coil is associated with a pointer. Now the current flows through this electrodynamic type instrument, these two coil, and one principle is that in the electrodynamic type instrument I have said that the moving coil current and the this moving coil current direction and the magnetic coil current direction is opposite. That's why there is a force generated and pointer always move in the rightward direction. Now the current associated in the coil is fixed coil is, this is I1, instantaneous value of the current of the fixed coil. There is two coil associated, that is the fixed coil. Fixed coil means the magnetic coil, these two coil, and also the instantaneous value of the current in the moving coil. Okay, now these two current is I1 and I2, and the self inductance of the fixed coil is this two coil. Two coil is associated with the inductance, and the self inductance of the two fixed coil is that means the fixed coil, that means the moving coil, that is L2, and the fixed coil, that is magnetic coil, that is L1. So current is I1 and I2, and inductance is L1 and L2, and as there is two coil associated, so there is a mutual inductance M associated between them. Now the flux linkages. As the flux linkages, flux is responsible for generation of force. Okay, so the flux is important, and the flux linkages of the coil 1, that is I1, is represented by this equation. This is the basic equation, and the flux linkages for the coil 2, and this is the equation. Okay, next we want to decide the energy of the input electrical energy. Now the input electrical energy equation of the energy, you can know that the equation of the energy is power into time. Okay, so in the case of the power in the electrical circuit, voltage into current, and this time, as this is AC, current is associated, instantaneous current is associated, that's why T is replaced by dt. And from this equation, E1 into d psi 1 by dt, this is from the Faraday's law, Faraday's induction law. Okay, you can see any reference book that this is the equation, that means flux is the integration of potential. Okay, so that is the main principle of the relation between the EMF and the flux from the Faraday's law. You can refer through the Faraday's law behind that. Now replacing this all of the previous equation, that means I1 and this d Li1, we are replacing all this psi1 and psi2 here. And next, okay, so we just multiplying all this I1. Okay, we are just multiplying all these equations, previous equation, you can see this is the multiplication factor. Now in the energy stored in the magnetic field, now the energy stored in the any magnetic circuit or the inductor circuit is half I square into L. This is the general equation. Okay, and you can see that energy stored in the two magnetic coil, this is, and as the mutual inductance associated between them, so that's why this term comes. Otherwise the energy stored is half I square into L. Now the change is energy stored, as we are considering the change instantaneous phenomenon, that's why change in energy stored is d of this. So you can calculate d of this is like that, you can see that. Okay, now here the total electrical input energy, we are supplying the energy in the form of the current. Okay, so previously we are calculated what is the total electrical energy, input energy, and that energy must be equal to the, from the energy conservation law, change in energy stored plus the mechanical energy. Mechanical energy is responsible for deflection of the pointer. So the total input energy to the instrument is associated with the change in energy stored, whatever energy is previously there, that is the change of that value plus the mechanical energy. So if you want to calculate the mechanical energy, then we want to subtract these two equations. Subtract these two equations means change in energy stored. Change in energy stored is this, and the total electrical input energy is this. If we subtract this, then the mechanical energy comes out to be this. Okay, here dL1 and dL2, okay, both are equal to 0 because the value of L1 and L2 are constant, that are not changing with time. So the total equation is I1 I2 into dm. Okay, these all are invalid. Next, so this is the self inductance L1 and L2, both are equal to 0, so I1 I2 into dm. Now the mechanical energy or the work done is, you know that in the previous PMMC instrument, this is Ti into d theta. Okay, and this is equal to this. So this Ti is equal to I1 I2 dm by d theta, and this is the basic equation or the standard equation for calculating the operation of DC and the operation with AC. This instrument is responsible for DC operation as well as AC operation. Okay, so this is Ti into d theta, this Ti into d theta is equal to I1 I2 into dm by d theta. Okay, next, operation with DC. Now operation with DC means I1 and I2 are not changing with time. This is I1 and this is I2, current in the two coils. So this is the torque equation, I1 I2 into dm by d theta, and if we, and this torque, controlling torque is k into theta. Okay, controlling torque Tc into k into theta, spring constant responsible for spring, okay, which is responsible for moving the pointer to the 0 position after excitation or removal of excitation. So at the final or steady state position, when these two are equal, then the deflection, you can see that the deflection is I1 I2 k dm by d theta. So you can see that this theta is almost proportional to I1 and I2, that means the square of the current. Next, operation with the AC. Now operation with the AC is, so I1 and I2 become instantaneous. In the case of the DC, these two are fixed. Here these two are become instantaneous. So this is the equation we are getting. So average deflectance torque for a complete cycle, we are calculating this average. Whatever you calculate the average of any instantaneous phenomenon like that, we are dividing the total time period, and this is the time period, and integrate over that time. Okay, from the signal system concept. So just by replacing this, the above equation, T is the time period, and sinusoidal current I1 and I2 is replaced by instantaneous sinusoidal current. You can see that with the phase difference of phi between them, and the average deflection torque TD. Okay, from there if you want to calculate, so this is the replacing I1 I2, here I1 and here your I2, and this is replaced by d omega t, and the total cycle of the time period is considered as 2 pi. Okay, so in the next you can see that if you integrate this, just do the integration, and you will find that Im1 into Im2 divided by 2 cos pi dm by d theta. Okay, so Im1 into Im2, this is Im1, this is Im2. Final equation, I am discussing only the final equation. You just do calculation of the integration into this is M, and this is the torque equation with the Tc. So Tc equal to k into theta, controlling spring constant k into theta. So theta equal to I1 I2 divided by k cos phi into dm by d theta. So I1 into I2, that is important. So I1 into I2, here Im1 into Im2, and this I1 and I2 is the RMS. RMS means Im1 divided by root 2 into Im2 divided by root 2. Okay, so this is the two RMS value of the current, and the total torque, total deflection is proportional to RMS value of the current in the case of the AC. In the case of the DC, as this current is not changing with time, so the fixed current is proportional to almost the multiplication of these two. So this is the main operating on the nonlinear. Why the scale of the dynamometer type instrument is nonlinear, that is the logic behind that. Okay, thank you.